the G word come up, the Gupta family name come up in those discussions?
Well, the purpose of the discussion was not really to deal with that. That is a matter for law enforcement in respect of both our countries and all other countries. It was not necessary to discuss that. Of course, I, having final responsibility of the National Prosecuting Authority, I am appraised of work in that regard, where there is cooperation between the prosecuting authority and the police or the Hawks, etc., and specific units within the NPA. So, but I wouldn't comment further than that in that regard.
As long as the Gupta brothers or family are in the UAE, there is really nothing, or is there anything that you could do to bring them back to South Africa should a warrant be issued for their arrest?
Oh, certainly. I mean, the mutual legal assistance or the absence of a mutual legal assistance bilateral agreement or such an agreement in respect of extradition does not bar us from cooperating as the two countries in that regard, simply because inasmuch as they have their own domestic legislation, so do we, that enables us to be able to engage in such cooperation. The agreements simply create smoother or smooth the processes a bit more, but they are not an absolute requirement for that to happen.
Has there been any note verbal or anything between the diplomatic stations of the Justice Departments to ask for them to face charges here in South Africa? I mean, when they left on that plane, we all knew they were leaving. The NPA didn't seem to know they were leaving. The Hawks didn't seem to know they were leaving. Are we ever going to get them back to face charges in South Africa?
I will not comment on that. All I can say is that the matter is in hand and the relevant agencies are on top of the situation and ensuring that the matter is finally dealt with appropriately.
Diplomatically answered, sir. What about RJ Gupta? He's been in India. We have a bilateral agreement with India. What does that actually mean?
Well, it simply means that as and when it becomes necessary to invoke those instruments for that purpose, that will happen. But at this stage, I wouldn't comment whether or not, when it will or it will not, because that is the subject of internal investigations.
In terms of mutual legal assistance and extradition treaties, how long do they take? Where are we in the process of formalizing them with the UAE?
I think at an advanced stage, there were just a few technical issues relating to synchronization of the two dispensations in the agreements. And at this stage, unfortunately, I can't give the specific deadline when exactly I'll be signing the proposed bilateral agreements, which of course would have to be authenticated by the President.
Minister Masutha, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Quick word, one, RJ Gupta, he did say on a video that we saw that was on social media, he knows nothing about any charges or any malfeasance he's accused of in South Africa. Has he, to your knowledge, been made aware that there are any questions that the justice system in South Africa would like answered?
Well, remember, if you are the subject of an investigation, you might not even be aware of it until at a time when the justice system is ready to interface with you formally through some or other mechanism that's provided for in the system. So I could be sitting here the subject of some investigation that I don't even know anything about. So it may well be so that there is or there isn't pending charges against him or anyone. I wouldn't be at liberty to disclose the status of that at this point in time.